Hi guys, I'm Ziyan Junaideen and welcome back to my series of Linux tutorials. And today I'm going to show how you can install an FTP server in an Ubuntu server platform. So this is pretty much the same for Ubuntu desktop as well, but if you are working with anything serious, I think you should use Ubuntu server as the platform. So if you're kind of hosting a website or something like that, having FTP will be kind of very necessary. And well, kind of a friend of mine requested that I do a video on how you can set up an FTP server, and here we go. So the first thing you have to do is to update your repositories using sudo apt-get update, and once done we can continue and go to our installation of vsftpd. So I'm going to say sudo apt-get install vsftpd, and it's saying it's needing 181 kilobytes of archives, and I'm going to say yes for the installation, and which will take a couple seconds to download and install. So once we have installed this package, we practically have a running version of FTP server. I already forgot to show you, but if you try to kind of use something like Filezilla to connect to the Ubuntu server edition, you would get like you cannot access. But at this moment, I hope the installation is complete. Yes, you can just say connect and you'll be able to connect to your home directory thereafter. But there is a problem. You won't be able to transfer files because still we haven't properly configured the FTP server. So the configuration is done by editing a specific file. The file name is, well, I think it's vsftpd.conf, and it's in the etc folder. So let's just go see what it has. So I'm going to use nano etc vsftpd.conf, and once I enter, I have a whole lot of options. And as you see, these hash symbols represent comments, and if we kind of have to use specific options, we have to uncomment them. For example, if we want to say listen to IPv6, we have to uncomment this. But if not, well, we are not kind of interested in IPv6 today, so I'm just going to keep it commented. And the first thing we need to do is to enable local users. For example, myself, I have logged in as Ziyan to kind of write to this disk or the Linux machine. So for that, I had to locate the option local enable. So I'm going to find it using Control W, and thereafter I'm going to say local enable, which should take me to the location. And as we see, it's uncommented already by default. Some Linux editions have this file commented, so local users will not be able to kind of go to their home directory, but it seems as though Ubuntu has it already uncommented or enabled. And the other settings that we are kind of interested is write enable. So I'm going to search for it as well. I'll say write enable, write underscore enable, and write underscore enable, the property that we have over here is commented, and we need this to be yes. So I'm going to uncomment it, and I'm going to save this file using Control O. It's asking me for the file name, and I'm going to say yes. Sorry. And thereafter, oh great, I don't have permission because this is in the etc folder. I have to access it as root, so I'm just going to press Control Z and go out, and I'm going to say sudo nano etc vsftpd. So sudo nano etc vsftpd.conf, and now I should be able to kind of play with this as I desire. So once again, I'm going to search for write enable, enable, and I'm going to uncomment it. I'm going to use Control O to save, and I'm going to exit using Control X. So once we kind of change the configuration, now this is a configuration file that we edited. We need a way for the FTP server to know that we have changed something. The typical way we do it is by restarting the service, and when the service is restarted, the FTP server will kind of trace the file and will read the configuration file and understand the new settings. So what we're going to do is we'll go use sudo etc init.d vsftpd, and we're going to say to restart. So once that, whoops, rather than evoking, well, we have a problem by the look of it. What is this? This is weird. Well, let's see if it has worked. I've never come across that screen before. I'm going to disconnect, and thereafter I'm going to kind of clear all this and try to connect. Yep, there we go. And I'm trying to copy something. Oh wow, it worked. So, well, what is this message that I do not know? I'm sorry about it. Actually, I didn't even read it properly. So basically what you had to do is to uncomment the local enable variable and the right enable variable, so they are both yes. So local enable equals yes and right enable equals yes. That is what we did last step. And now you obviously can see we can kind of see the entire structure of our Linux box. So this is something not desirable. When we connect through FTP, it's kind of best to limit the user to the home folder of the user. So how can we do this? So I'm going to once again go to the home folder. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go to my home folder and let me disconnect. And how you can do that is by making the user enter a chroot environment. A chroot environment kind of makes you unable to jump out of the tree structure of the hierarchical listing of folders. So the root or the starting position of your folder structure would be your home directory, and you will not be able to access any other file. So how we can do this is by using the variable chroot local users, and I'm going to once again edit this file, and I'm going to look for chroot enable local, oops, chroot, let's just see. Okay, chroot local user is yes, but it's already commented, so I'm going to uncomment it. I'm going to save the file. Yep, and I'm going to exit using Control X, and I'm going to restart this service. And thereafter, if I connect through Filezilla or whatever the client, oops, I was afraid of this. Let me close this and see if it works. Yeah, okay, there we go. So Filezilla kind of had a memory of the previous hierarchy. That's why we had the problem. But now, since we have entered an chroot environment, the highest node in the hierarchical structure of folders or files is our home directory itself, and we will not be able to go beyond that point. So if you kind of give FTP access to a user, and if you enable chroot local user, the user will not be able to jump out of his home directory, which is kind of convenient and kind of more secure. So that is what I've thought of talking about, well, FTP servers, and there are a lot more configurations that can come to it, but this is some of the most basics that almost everyone should implement if they are implementing a FTP server. Also, it's kind of popular to have what you call anonymous uploads to be enabled. You can enable this by uncommenting a variable, just like we did, but I strongly recommend that you don't, because it's kind of a severe security issue. Enabling it is not kind of recommended. So in case if you really want to enable it, I'll just show you how to. You just open vsftpd.conf once again, and thereafter you look for the variable anon upload. That will be sufficient, I guess. So over here we got anon upload enable equals yes, and just by uncommenting it and saving and restarting well, FTP server, you will be able to enable anonymous uploads. But I strongly recommend that you do not enable it, but in case if you really want it, you know now how you can do it. So that's about installing an FTP server in your Linux environment, specifically in Ubuntu. The way you implement it in other operating systems will be kind of different depending on what type of repository you're using, or you may even kind of compile it from source, which I kind of like to do it in a future tutorial. So at the moment, that's all what I have hoped of doing, and this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you very much for viewing. I'm Ziyan Junaideen. Hope to see you soon.